Review 3 in the NEEWER 750 II Deluxe Kit, review and use of the remote controls. So this is the FCR-16 and my camera and my flasher here, just so that we can see them being demonstrated. I bought these devices as part of a deluxe kit with a NEEWER 750 II Speedlight, in fact 2 Speedlights and a couple of other things you've probably seen in the other reviews. And these remote devices, which is the subject of the review here today, in one box you get a remote with a button on and a hot shoe, and then that's just another hot shoe. So for the purpose of what I'm going to show you today, I'm just going to use the contents of that box, but there's an extra one there which is much the same as this device here, used for a second flash. So what have we got in the box here? So I've got the remote and I've got a hot shoe. What I do immediately, these little dip switches here change the channel frequency, and they were all set to 0000, and so I've just changed them so that if I'm using them with anyone else nearby on a similar frequency, there's less chance of me clashing with them. They're two slightly different styles of device here. One has a button, and as I said earlier in one of the other reviews, you can actually use this as a remote control for the camera. So I will show you that shortly. You get a bunch of cables as well. The only ones that I'm planning to use on a regular basis is this one here. That plugs into my Nikon, and I'll show you shortly. And this plugs into the hot shoe mount, and you can actually use this as a remote control. Well, I think the first thing we will do is we will put some batteries into these little devices. I use these EBL devices. I've reviewed those on another video. You might have seen that. They're rechargeable devices. I say this every time, but being rechargeable, they're only 1.2 volts, and normal cells of this size are 1.5 volts. But I've never experienced any particular problems. So you just take it out of the case. It's a little plastic cover. Just like many other things that you buy, it's just a little clip-on, nothing special. It feels well made, they're very light, they feel robust enough for their size. We put that in. Okay, so there are on here a number of different switches here. So on this one with the button, we've got flash to control the flash, off to turn it off, camera to do a remote on the camera, and then a delay, so you can just delay photography effectively. This one's much simpler. It's just a flash off and camera. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate really is using it as a remote, and to do that I'm going to put that on camera, I'm going to put that on camera, and what you'll see is the lights flashing red, and that, if you read the manual, tells you they're in synchronization. Next thing I'm going to do is just fit this on the camera. Very easy to do. It just slips on the old hot shoe like this. I just screw the plate down. We'll get my cable from my camera. We'll put it in the hole here marked camera. We'll open up the little door here, and then getting this the right way round. There we go. So we take the lens cap off the camera, we turn it on, and there we go. There's the camera sitting on the desk all ready to go. Like all live demonstrations, if I press this, it's just going to work. So just like the camera button, it's got a half button, so we'll press the half button. Fantastic, and that just focuses, and my camera gives a little beep when it's ready to take the picture. This goes green, and we'll press it fully way down, and hey presto, there you go. So aside from what I bought all this for, which is a remote flash, I've got a great little remote for the camera as well, which I was really pleased about. Isn't it fantastic when you get something that you didn't think you were going to get? So let me just turn the camera off. I'll unattach this, and what I'm going to do now is take this off here like that. I'm going to change the setting now to flash. Like that. I'm going to put the flash on here. There we go, a little bit of resistance, turn that down. Put the base on, like that. and then we have a nice remote flash. Now, oops, this is quite fiddly unless you get that screwed in. So that'll stand on its own. We've got a little remote connector there. So there we are, the two devices are on here, and you might be able to see that they're flashing green. So if I just press this, it's like the pilot button, we get a quick flash. And what I've actually done is set the flash into manual mode. So you might remember me saying on one of my other videos that this particular flash with these particular slaves, in fact it's more to do with the slaves than it is with the flash, won't pick up the TTL from the camera. So when you use these particular slaves, the FCR-16s, you have to use the slave flash in manual mode. I don't think that's really a big issue, to be honest, because you don't really want the settings of the flash keep moving around, particularly with the angle bounce when it's off camera. In my view, I think other people might have different views. So really, very, very simply, you've now got the camera on. I happen to have it on automatic mode, and if I just get ready to take a picture and press the button, you can see the flash go off there, so it just slaves it off. And the really great thing about this is you can position it where you want. We'll just bounce it off the wall there. Get the camera to a position where it's ready to take a picture, and there we go. So this mounting is really good because you're left with another hot shoe mount down here, and however you'd normally mount on an umbrella stand, or maybe just a tripod of some description, or maybe even just place it on a shelf or somewhere else a little bit high up just to get the flash. And of course you can leave that there. And you can walk around the room with your camera. And clearly, if you had the second flash, you could either use the second flash on camera with this particular device, so you could have the second flash on camera, or indeed you could use this as a slave flash and you could put it somewhere else in the room or outside to light the subject appropriately. So these little Neewer FCR-16s, they're probably not the best remotes in the world. I'm an amateur photographer. They will suit me perfectly down to the ground for the next while. They seem well built, use a couple of AAA batteries each. I've got EBL rechargeables, and there we are. So a great little device, really good, really nice, and the whole kit just ready to go. If you like this video, you thought it was of value, please like me on YouTube. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment. Thank you very much.